Evening, everybody. This is Rod from the Herb N Rodg Podcast here. I know y'all are used to seeing Herb here with me. I just want to talk briefly about Keelon Russell. Um, he was recently awarded the title as the highest rated recruit in the history of Alabama football. That award was previously held by Bryce Young. Prior to him, it was Andre Smith. With that being said, obviously a lot is going to be expected of him. And we will expect a lot from him. Keep in mind when Bryce Young, let's just go back a little for the Bryce Young story right quick. Keep in mind it was 2017 when we won the national championship. Tua took over for the next 2 years, 18 and 19. 2018, we were about 14, 15 and 1. You know what happened in the national championship game. He started 2019, got hurt a few times throughout the season, didn't make the playoff. Ended up being Michigan in the Citrus Bowl that year. Then obviously once he left, Mac Jones took over 2020. Keep in mind, the highest rated recruit at that time, Bryce Young, was on that 2020 team. We went undefeated, as we all remember, won the national championship. Mac Jones has a stellar season, gets drafted, goes to the NFL. Bryce Young takes over 2021. We win the SEC championship. We make it to the national championship game, which is a game which I still stand on that we should have won had we had John Mechie and if Jameson Williams hadn't got hurt in the first half. Obviously, then 2022 came. We didn't make the playoff, but we ended up beating, I believe, Kansas State in the Sugar Bowl. Please correct me if I'm wrong. The reason I bring all that old stuff up is we saw the transition of Bryce Young and what he did for our program as him being the high recruit that he was. So I guess the question here is, are we going to expect the same out of Keelon Russell? With that being said, obviously we have a quarterback battle going into spring. A-Day is April the 12th. The three guys right now on the roster, well, the three main guys where everybody's going to be talking about are Ty Simpson, Keelon Russell, and Austin Mack. In my opinion right now, I feel like we need to give Keelon Russell the Bryce Young treatment, which is we let Ty Simpson start, or we don't let Ty Simpson start. Ty Simpson starts. We let Keelon Russell get in some backup play throughout the year. Keep in mind, our first game is at Florida State. This is a game, as of right now, unless something crazy happens, this is a game that we should win handily. Of course, as we get closer to that game, August the 30th, we'll know more about both teams and scores, predictions, blah, blah, blah. Herb and I will talk about that later on. But this is a game that we should win handily. With that being said, hopefully Keelon Russell gets some playing time. I say that because if you have the highest rated recruit in history in your program, especially with the days with NIL and transfer portal, etc., you have to let these young guys play immediately. And I'm not saying he's going to start. I say let Ty start. That's fine. But let Keelon get that backup time in. Let him be at least number two. He needs to be number two. I'm saying that right now. Keelon Russell needs to be at least QB number two, if not QB1, especially with the status coming in. I'm okay with him being QB2 for right now. Let him get some playing time in throughout the season. Let him get his feet wet. Let him get acclimated with how things are in the SEC, etc. Let him just get his feet wet. Ty Simpson, hopefully Ty Simpson has a really, really good Mac Jones-esque 2020 type year. With that being said, I don't know if we're going to go undefeated and win the national championship. We do have a tough schedule on our plate. We have some really, really tough road games. I think most of all, we're just looking for improvement. We were 9-4 last year, didn't make the playoff, lost our bowl game to Michigan, another bowl game to Michigan. With that being said, I think that we can at least win 10 games this season, make it to a bowl, win a few bowl games, and if we make it to the national championship, fine. If we don't, so be it. But we just need to see improvement. But throughout the year, I do expect Keelon Russell to be at least QB number two and to get some serious and significant playing time. So that way, come 2026 season, Keelon Russell gets to start. The rest is history. With that being said, this is Raj, again, just commenting on Keelon Russell. We will see what happens on A-Day again, April the 12th. I hope everybody has a good night. Roll Tide.